Let me guess. You're watching this video instead of doing something you should be doing. Maybe it's that project you've been putting off. Maybe it's a message you should have sent 3 days ago. Or maybe you're still trying to decide what to eat for lunch, and somehow it's already 4 in the afternoon. Welcome to the world of overthinking, where simple decisions turn into full-blown Netflix series, and your brain becomes a crowded marketplace selling what-ifs and but-maybes at half price. Today on BrainSpark, we're diving into what overthinking really is, why it messes with your momentum, and most importantly, how to stop overthinking and actually take action. Because thinking isn't the problem. Thinking too much is. So what exactly is overthinking? It's when your brain takes a tiny issue and inflates it like a party balloon until it fills the whole room. It's when you replay that conversation from last night 50 times, wondering if you sounded weird. It's when you imagine every possible worst-case scenario, like you're auditioning for a drama series. It's when you analyze every small decision, like you're defusing a bomb. The funny thing, most of what we overthink about never actually happens, but our brains don't care. They go, hey, what if we suffer in advance just to be safe? Overthinking feels productive because it's thinking, but really, it's mental quicksand. The more you struggle with it, the deeper you sink. So why do we even do this to ourselves? It often starts with fear of failure, that little voice that says, what if I mess up? Instead of taking action, you start rehearsing every possible disaster in your mind until the moment passes. Then there's perfectionism. You want everything to be just right before you start. But the problem is, perfect doesn't exist. While you wait for the stars to align, time keeps ticking away. Sometimes it's lack of clarity. You don't know where to begin, so your brain tries to figure everything out at once and ends up figuring out nothing. Or maybe it's past mistakes. You failed once, so your brain decides that's proof you'll fail again. And of course, too many choices. In today's world, we're spoiled for options. 27 brands of toothpaste, 50 shows to watch, and 1,000 paths to choose from. More choices mean more confusion, and confusion feeds overthinking. Here's the painful truth. Overthinking gives you the illusion of control, but it quietly steals your ability to act. You spend hours thinking, planning, analyzing, yet nothing happens. Opportunities slip away, stress builds up, and your confidence? It slowly fades, because you never give yourself the chance to actually win. It's like sitting in a car with the engine running, your foot on the gas, but you're still stuck in park. Lots of noise, zero movement. Psychologists say overthinking happens when your brain gets caught in something called a cognitive loop. That's when a thought repeats again and again, tricking you into believing it's important. Your brain loves solving problems. That's its favorite hobby. So when it doesn't have a real problem to solve, it starts creating imaginary ones. But here's the plot twist. Your brain doesn't get rewarded for thinking, it gets rewarded for finishing. Every time you complete something, your brain releases dopamine, that satisfying I did it feeling. Which means the fastest way to stop overthinking is to take action. Now let's get to the part that actually matters. How to shut down the endless thinking loop and move forward. Start by using the 3-minute rule. If something will take less than 3 minutes, just do it immediately. Don't debate, don't plan, just do it. Reply to that message, wash that cup, send that email. Done. Next, break things into micro steps. Overthinking loves big, scary goals, so make them tiny. Instead of saying, I need to start a business, say I'll research one idea for 5 minutes. Instead of I'll get in shape, say I'll do 5 push-ups. Small steps create momentum, and momentum kills overthinking. Give yourself deadlines. Tell your brain, I've got 10 minutes to decide. Then that's it. Deadlines create urgency. Urgency ends analysis paralysis. Cut down your options. Too many choices drain your brain. Narrow them down to 2 or 3 and decide faster. Practice good enough thinking. Stop waiting for perfect. Perfect never shows up. Good enough gets the ball rolling. You learn more by doing than by sitting and planning forever. And when doubt hits, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Most of the time, The answer isn't so bad. Maybe you make a small mistake. Maybe you look silly for 5 seconds. Then what? You move on. And here's a secret. No one ever feels fully ready. The people who win in life are the ones who act before they feel ready. That's courage. Taking action even when your brain is screaming, wait. If that's hard, use the 5-second rule. Count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Because once you act, the fear loses its grip. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Action creates clarity. Overthinking creates confusion. You don't figure life out by thinking about it. You figure it out by living it. When you take action, you learn what works, what doesn't, who you are, what you're capable of, and what needs to change next. No amount of thinking can teach you that. There was once a guy who dreamed of writing a book. For years, he thought about it. He researched, he planned, he bought fancy notebooks, but not once did he write a single sentence. Then one day, his friend said, "Forget the plan. Write one messy paragraph today." He did. The next day, he wrote another one, and another. A year later, he had a finished book. Not because he had everything figured out, but because he stopped overthinking and started taking small, imperfect actions. That's how progress happens, one messy step at a time. Your brain will always find reasons to delay. It'll whisper doubts, fears, and what ifs, but your future self isn't built by your thoughts. It's built by your actions. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling in your head, pause and ask, what's one small thing I can do right now? Then do it. Not next week, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now. Because overthinking kills momentum. Action builds confidence. So if you really want to change your life, stop sitting in your head and start stepping into your life. And hey, since you're already taking action, how about you start by clicking that like button and subscribing to BrainSpark? Look at you, already making moves.